Hello again, everyone. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles here today to do a playlist battle again, and this time it's the playlist that Mike chose, and that's Concrete Blonde, his favorite Concrete Blonde songs going up against our Concrete Blonde playlist. And which one do you prefer more? Or maybe you prefer to make your own Concrete Blonde list. It's just a way to get more familiar with an artist without having to listen to 25 albums. But then again, Concrete Blonde only has, what, six albums, something like that. So uh,
Eight.
the the
Eight.
pla Eight?
Yeah, they have
Must have
eight.
missed one. The Concrete Blonde playlist battle is what's coming up today. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fitton, along with Mike from Hubtunes, Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, and ladies and gentlemen, the man that went to the Susan Vega concert and was upset because she didn't do anything off the Tiger Lily album, Richard from Calvin Wazoo.
That's my favorite Suzanne Vega album.
Yeah, mine too. I was shocked.
I love
shocked.
So I can't believe she did not perform anything from that album.
Not even
It's
Carnival.
So great. I mean, it's like my favorite. It's like my favorite Depeche Mode album, Disintegration. It's
Yes.
so good. Yeah.
I thought that was a Smiths album.
Oh no, the Smiths, don't
The
they have
Smiths-
something like? Isn't there like something about Stardust or Ziggy or something like that? Isn't that the
Stardust.
Smiths?
With
Stardust.
Blue
yeah.
Skies on it. All the
Yeah,
Bobby Carmichael remakes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so it's Mike's playlist, so he is up first.
So, Concrete Blonde. I love Concrete Blonde. I'm a pretty big fan. Craig is a huge fan. Craig's probably a bigger fan than me, so his list is going to be tough to beat, I'm sure. I discovered Concrete Blonde probably like when everybody else did, when they had their big hit, Joey. Probably their biggest hit. I saw them several times live. I've always liked them. My good friend Bruce, who used to live in Austin, we saw Johnette Napolitano, the lead singer, several times solo. Just a terrific performer. Very volatile, I think might be a good word for her. She can be erratic, to say the least. She's terrific. Her voice is phenomenal. It holds up live. It's absolutely great live, but she tends to go on rants and tell stories and get angry and yell at people, and she's something. Her solo album Scarred, if you can find it, get it. I don't think it's out on vinyl. It's only out on CD. I don't even think it's available to stream.
Yeah, and
And it is incredible.
as far as I know, you cannot.
Yeah, she does a cover of Coldplay's "The Scientist," and it blows away the Coldplay version. It's absolutely
so good.
stunning. Her vocals on anyway. So so I've seen her a couple times. I got a couple of the records. This is their debut, and then Free is their second record. And this was the big one that kind of put them on the charts and got people to know them, is Bloodletting. My personal favorite is Walking in London and Mexican Moon. They have others, but Craig, do you have them? The others?
That's not. They're not on vinyl, but
so and they're really not very good. So
Therapy is.
Is it? I don't
I
remember it being
love
that great.
Therapy. So good.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll check it out. I don't know. All my friends used to make fun of me. I'd say I love Concrete Blonde, and they'd be like, "I didn't know you were into hair metal." People used to think Concrete Blonde like a hair metal band.
Right.
I was like, I don't get. I must have missed something.
I knew people that thought that the Grateful Dead were a heavy metal band because of the font that they sometimes use, like on the what's the Black Album?
That Greatest Hits.
Yeah.
That
Long
font
Strange
is-
Trip.
Yeah,
The font on that, and just because it's Grateful Dead, they thought they were heavy metal.
they were wrong.
Both counts.
Okay, so I came up with I came up with 19 songs, but I have one extra that I completely forgot to put on this, and that's the song "True." I will just add that in as a extra song because I wasn't going to go rearrange my.
Honorable mention. Honorable mention.
So number 19 is the cover of George Harrison's "Beware of Darkness." I think they do a really nice job of that. I think it's really good. First of all, I'm gonna say her vocals are stunning throughout this whole thing. I should probably just stop saying it now. Number 18, I Want to Be Your Friend. Beautiful deep cut. Love that song. 17, Little Conversations. I just dig that song. Absolutely love that song. They play that live too. I think I've seen them almost every time I've seen them. They've played that. 16 is a song called Make Me Cry. It's a downer. Number 15, we're starting to get into more of the songs that people might be a little. I mean, how many hits did they have? Not a lot, but you would recognize more than,
No.
more than just their hits. Still in Hollywood, number 15. Love that song. Absolutely love it. Number 14 is a song, I Want You. I Want You. I love that song. It's a deep, kind of a deep track. I dig it. Number 13.
Actually, I Want You is actually a B-side.
Is
It's
it?
not actually. It's only on the reissues of Bloodletting, and I don't think it's on the vinyl version, is it?
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe it is. I don't know. There's a
I'm
lot
pretty
of these
sure.
I listen to these in
Yeah,
my car.
I Want You was a B-side, I think maybe for Joey or Bloodletting.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
It's a really good song. Number 12 is Free, the title track from their second album. Number 11, I had to put this song on here because it's the song that got me into them. It's not a huge favorite song, but Joey. I think her vocals on that are really, really good. Her range, she can go from a deep growl to like a really out there, good, strong voice. I think her range, she's one of my favorite female vocalists of all time. Number 10, I love this song. Roses Grow. Such a great song. More of a deep cut. I love it. I absolutely love it. And now we're getting into songs that were probably all on the radio. Number 9, Ghost of a Ladies Man. Number 7, God is a
Texas
Bullet.
ladies, man.
Yeah, these were radio songs, not huge hits, but they were pretty steadily played, and there were videos for a lot of these songs. I remember on MTV. Number 6, more of a deep cut, is Rain. I love that song. Absolutely love it. I had completely forgotten about it actually until I was making this list. And then I started going through stuff. I was like, man, I got to put that up really high. Number 5 is the title track from Bloodletting. Bloodletting? Number 4, title track from Walking in London, my favorite Concrete Blonde album. Number 2 is Tomorrow Wendy.
Hey,
It's just
goodbye.
great. It's just great. It could be my number 1. It could be my number 1. But number 1 is a personal song. It just means a lot to me. And it's why it's number 1. I mean, it would probably be number 18 on a lot of people's list, but just brings back some memories and it brings back a lot of personal stuff. And it's a song called Someday. And
Question mark.
Question mark. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, yeah, it means a lot to me. So that's my little list.
All right. Great.
Clap. I wasn't waiting for applause.
Yeah, I don't know what we were holding for. I
I'm
think
here
Richard's
to
next.
deliver. Go ahead, Richard.
Well, I'm glad that you came up with this list because I really am was completely unfamiliar with Concrete Blonde other than the hit Joey. I remember that song very much. And I really like that song despite the fact it uses every commercial songwriting trick and vocal trick and everything. It's just, but it's done so well that to this day, I really still like that song. But I wasn't, in the past, I wasn't really clued in to much of Concrete Blonde. They just didn't necessarily get me excited. I mean, your top song, Someday, to me represents their signature sound in a way. And that sound was just something that just really didn't, thrill me all that much. So that is a song that I would have lower on the list. I didn't create my own list. I just kind of ranked your songs because, again, these are all songs that I really didn't know anything about. But there are a lot of songs on here that I do really, really like. So I was surprised in some respect. So I think for me, the number one song is still going to be Joey, despite the fact that it was such a commercial hit, just because of just everything about it is such a excellent song. And it really, I love her voice, in that song. And my other favorites, I give them like 3, 4, 5 or something like, rainbows or whatever. The other 5 songs, Still in Hollywood, that would be up there in my, the top ones. Why Don't You See Me?
Yeah.
Is another one that I scored as a 5. God is a Bullet. Really, really liked that song. Bloodletting is really good. And Walking in London. And then I really like Tomorrow, Wendy, because I just like the feel of it's not quite nihilism. It's but this notion, hey, tomorrow Wendy dies.
Yep.
It's like, living in the moment, really cherishing what you got because, tomorrow you die.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky enough to have another tomorrow, you still got to think tomorrow I die.
Another
So, I really like that in that song. The weakest songs for me that I didn't care very much for, uh, I Want You to me was kind of, just kind of meh. Roses Grow, I didn't like at all.
I love it.
That one, I just, nah. It, the delivery, the vocals, I didn't like that one. And then Someday also was one of my least favorites. And then all the rest of them are really solid songs. When I was going through your list and I'm going, all right, these are his bottoms. Beware of Darkness. I Want to Be Your Friend Again. Little Conversations, Make Me Cry. I'm going, wow, these are all really good songs. And then comes Still in Hollywood. So yeah, I really appreciate being able to hear all these different songs. I'm not sure if I want to go out and buy individual albums. I'd probably be more inclined to look for a comp, or maybe even a live album that's a decent one. If there is one, maybe there aren't any.
No, there's no live. There's a couple greatest hits, but they're going to be
Yeah.
on CD or digital only.
And
There's
that's
no.
fine. I'll go with just the CD. I don't think I want to.
Yeah, wait.
necessarily get
You'll
them.
find one in a resale shop somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have 2
Um,
compilations on
Yeah.
CD, and from the songs that you picked as your favorite, you picked a bunch of singles, so they're going to be on those comps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of what I picked
Yeah.
was singles, especially my top 15.
Well, no, I mean Richard, the 6 he
Richard.
said were his
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah.
They're all the singles.
So yeah, a CD of greatest hits or something like that would probably satisfy me with these songs because, like I say, one of the things that I was disinterested in them was that what I call their signature sound to me isn't all that distinctive, I guess, and so I just but yeah, a lot of really good songs that I liked in your list. So I thank you for that because basically I ignored Concrete Blonde until I had to listen to these songs, and I'm glad I did because now I have a very different perspective on the band, its catalog, and I really in some of the videos I watch, I like a lead guitar player who's got a Fender Stratocaster, a Gibson, and an Ibanez guitar, and he uses them appropriately for the different songs that they're playing.
He's a good guitarist, but he does have a very dated, not really dated. He's got a sound that was very
that kind of goes back to
very
what I'm
late
going
80s,
with
early
the
90s sound.
yeah. It's the sound that's it's commercial.
Yeah.
And it's
Sometimes
it's good. They're excellent at what they do, but it doesn't really. They don't strike me as a very innovative band. But nonetheless, I really do. The songs that I identified as my favorite, they're good. I really enjoy those. And yeah, if they were radio hits, that's great. I mean, I'm cool with that. So thank you for putting that list together for us to listen to.
That's why we do this.
And we do it for you too, our viewer who is loving our videos and surely commenting and liking and subscribing as well. Yeah, being a teenager in the late 80s and trying to be cool, Concrete Blonde really was cool. That, to me, that was the main thing about them. They were just cool. Jeanette Napolitano, cool. I mean, she was the woman that you wanted to know. You wish you could hang out with her. You wish she was your, older friend or big sister or something like that. She was just the epitome of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Even the name Concrete Blonde was just a very cool name. A name given to them by Michael Stipe. Fun fact.
Really?
But that was the main thing. Is their whole image and their whole, I guess. Their whole image, it was just cool. They're from Hollywood and they're this alternative band and they're on 120 minutes on MTV all the time, and just their whole aesthetic was just the epitome of cool at that time. This is the band, the cool people. And being here in the lower part of Illinois and southern Illinois basically, the people thought Bon Jovi was cool and Winger was cool, and so it was like, I want to be cool outside of what yeah. And I remember this was one of the first CDs I ever got, and that artwork is just cool. Everything about them, very, very cool. And like Richard said, the music sometimes doesn't really live up to that whole image. And her, like Mike was saying, her voice is so outstanding that the music and the material doesn't quite seem to live up to it a lot. It's a lot of generic kind of music. I wish they were working with better material. And from what I understand, when they were first signed, other labels, larger labels in IRS tried to sign them, but wanted to kind of give them a little bigger sound, or kind of help them write the songs, or kind of give them a little more of a hook or a little. And they were like, no,
she wouldn't go for that.
We write our own songs. We don't. And so that's how they ended up on IRS. But I don't know. Maybe the labels knew something. Yeah, I came up with 14 songs. I had the Concrete Blonde Bloodletting CD. I had the debut cassette, and I think a couple of the other albums I had heard. I don't remember how. I remember how I heard Group Therapy. I had a friend that had that. But I don't remember if I really ever did hear that second one. But the interesting thing about my whole experience with them, if you watched our PJ Harvey video, kind of the same thing happened. I was going along, it was great, I was into them. I thought the albums are not living up to the image and the vocals, but they're okay. And then they came out with a song that I thought was not only a horrible Concrete Blonde song, but one of the worst songs I've ever heard. And I totally abandoned them. I'm like, okay, jump the shark, pull the thing on the bus. This is where I get off. Hit the brakes. So we'll get to that. But
ooh,
yeah,
a teaser.
Make Me Cry, song number 14, a song that I would not normally like. Doesn't look good to me on paper, but the way she sings it, she sounds so sincere and so real from their debut. That's my number 14. From number 13, from the Group Therapy album, which I actually was kind of surprised by, especially not jumping off the Concrete Blonde bus and then finding out years and years later that now they're back together. And I had a friend that had the CD, and he played it a couple of times, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. A song called When I Was a Fool. Again, if somebody else did that song, I probably wouldn't like it as much. It's a typical relationship song. Oh, I was a fool when I was with you, that old shtick. But there's something about her vocals that she just makes everything sound like she lived it. She's being real. At number 12, also from the debut, Little Sister. And most of these songs I don't think are on Mike's list. So I'm kind of the opposite of Richard in that respect, that I knew Concrete Blonde and had the CD and the tape and heard the CDs and whatever. And
I think Little Sister was on my list and I took it off.
Okay. And then, let's see, where are we? 11, Caroline from Bloodletting is a great song as well. Yep. Another singular name song, similar to the one that'll be coming up. At number 11 from whatever album that is, I think it's their second album, Run, Run, Run.
That's Free.
It's on Free.
Free, that's the name of it. Okay, Free. Number 10, Your Haunted Head. Great, just blast out rock song from the debut. Just a crank it up rock song. Number 9, Someday, with a question mark. I think that was Mike's number 1. That comes from Walking in London. So yeah, I thought that was a great song, and I can see how that would, if you're experiencing what's going on in the song, that would really hit home and be something that's like, man, I'm feeling that, and just like half the stuff she's singing, you're feeling it. I mean, I just wish, oh my God, she had a better band player. I'm feeling that. Number, I don't know, I think it's number 8. Scene of a Perfect Crime. Great kind of like nonchalant kind of song that might kind of slip through the cracks, but you know, if you pay close attention, it's a great song. Here's another great one from the Group Therapy album, Roxy. I really liked that song. I don't think it got much attention, but it's such a different song for them because it's about such a specific thing. And you know, if you know anything about music or punk rock or the history of rock, you know exactly what she's talking about with the Roxy Theater. And it's so like you could tell that she's passionate about it. You can tell that
they grew up there.
Yeah, grew up there. And when she was growing up, Bela Lugosi babysat her, reportedly. That's another Jeanette Napolitano story.
That might answer a few of my questions.
Growing up in
her wardrobe selection in her videos.
Number 5 probably would have been higher, I guess. Probably should have been higher. But Tomorrow Wendy, the song that follows Joey on the Bloodletting album, the song that closes it. Another one where if you know the story behind the song, Wendy's apparently a real person. She, was had a hard life. I think she ended up with HIV. And so that's why she's going to die tomorrow. And, it's just this really some harsh lyrics in there. God got his ass kicked first time he come down here. And, why would he do that? Why would he? Slumming around here. You can see why some of these did not become big hits. Number 4, everybody's so wound as tight as a goddamn piano. City Screaming is number 4. From Walking in London. Also from that same album, my number 3 is the French song Les Jours Jumeaux. Great, love her French. I love it when people just start breaking out into French. But I love the music of that. That's
a great song, but I didn't choose it because
it's a good song.
Number 2, The Beast. Love is the Beast. It'll just tear you apart. Great rock song, great lyrics again from the Bloodletting album.
Wow.
And my number 1, because after all, just like usual, I'm just such a big cliche. Joey. I think that there's a reason that's their signature song. There's a reason that really strikes a chord with a lot of people who don't like Concrete Blonde or don't know about Concrete Blonde. That's the song, like Richard, that's the song I heard back in 1990 and was like,
that's the first song I heard.
More about them. Gotta get that CD. And I was really into that. I got that CD. I enjoyed it. I wish it was stuff on there was as strong consistently as Joey and Tomorrow Wendy, and you didn't have to wait until the last 2 tracks to hear something so special. I mean, like I said, The Beast is great too. And then got the cassette. I think it was used. That's why I got the cassette for the debut. Like that, it was pretty much more straightforward rock. It wasn't, and it wasn't. I just wanted them to be cooler and weirder and more inventive and more whatever. And I was ready for the next album to come out, and it was Walking in London, and I'm watching 120 Minutes, and the new song comes out, and it's Ghost of a Texas Ladies Man. And I'm like, what in the hell happened? What is this shit? I mean, it was what a corny, horrible song. You don't scare me. You don't scare me. I cry. This is the same group that does Joey and Forever Windy and
To my ectoplastic
make me
lover on the other side.
right. And I really liked his spirit. Oh my! It's one of the worst songs I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It sounds like some shit like that,
No.
some alt country person would have done at the time, like
You'll
Mary
get your
Chapin
chance,
Carpenter.
Greg. You'll get
You
your
know
chance,
how those
Greg.
alt country people from the late '80s and early '90s, they always had that one song where they could try to get on the radio and be corny. Like Mary Chapin Carpenter had the Bug. Remember that? Sometimes you're the
No.
windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Was that her that did? Anyway, it's
I
like a
remember.
Mary Chapin Carpenter kind of bullshit.
Oh.
Oh wow! Don't tell me. Oh, he was right. I was just like, it was worse than the PJ Harvey "Down by the River" song. That song still. I heard it. I haven't heard it in so long, and I heard it again, and I'm just like this week, and I'm just like, this song is still horrible. This is one of the worst songs I have ever heard. It's definitely one of the most disappointing songs I've ever heard. It's probably out of all the songs I've ever heard, this is probably in my top 3 of most disappointing songs I've ever heard. I mean, I just could not believe this was Concrete Blonde. And as far as being cool, that was over. And I didn't listen to them again until the Group
Didn't
Therapy
take
album.
long.
You'll notice that there's nothing from Mexican Moon on here. I
Yeah.
meant to check that out and didn't have time. I totally skipped that album and didn't hear them again until Group Therapy. I didn't even hear anything else off of Walking in London, but I checked that out years later after.
I love
Therapy.
Walking in London.
But some of their singles I'm not really big on, like
I
Walking
had
in
Rain.
London, God is a Bullet, and stuff like that. I mean, they're okay. Bloodletting's okay, but yeah, my God, Ghost of a Texas Ladies Man, you don't get worse. That's terrible. Why would they do that? Were they trying to be like novelty or? I don't. Wow. If you've never heard that song, listen to their really cool songs and then listen to that. So yeah, there's my list.
Craig.
And a lovely list.
Oh,
it
wait.
is here. Oh, I didn't clap for Richard. Yeah. Sorry, Richard. I didn't clap for you because I was sleeping or something. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, Johnette is just, she's the shit. She is beyond a cool. I've only seen Concrete Blonde live once, but I saw him at the Showbox in Seattle, and she could have spit on me. That's how close I was. Actually, she might have. I don't know, but watching her play the bass was one of the greatest experiences of my life. Like she was in her 60s at the time. It's been several years. I went with my friend Symphony, who absolutely adores Concrete Blonde and Johnette. I had seen her previously. I've mentioned this 100 times, but Shane and I saw the No Talking Just Heads tour back in the 90s, and that was with everybody but David Byrne, and Johnette happened to be the vocalist when we saw them. So I'd seen her do Talking Head stuff, but I'd actually never seen Concrete Blonde. And I mean, I have since 1989 have absolutely loved Concrete Blonde. I knew who they were before Joey came out. So just pointing that out. And I'll tell you later the first song I ever heard by them. And I remember the video, and it's a very special song to me. So I do have an honorable mention, because I didn't want to put it in the list because it's a cover. But I love their cover of Everybody Knows from the Pump Up the Volume soundtrack. It's like, yeah, the way they do that song is just absolutely brilliant, and it gets me all feely and shit. So number 18 for me, and yes, I too have, and I have this that Mike doesn't have.
Yeah.
That's the comp with all the B-sides and live tracks, and Free is not on the album Free, by the way.
Oh, it's not.
It's a single. It's a B-side, but it's
Houses
on this.
of the Holy is not on Houses of the Holy.
It's on there.
Sheer Heart Attack is not on Sheer Heart Attack.
Very
No. Okay. Well, you know what happens. All right. So I'll try to do the albums. I probably won't do all of the. Okay. So from the debut, number 18 for me is True. And I that song, it's true.
It's a great
So
song.
good. And
I totally forgot about
I
it.
had
That's
kind of
what,
slept on that one. Yeah. I had kind of slept on it. And then when I saw them live, I was like, I totally forgot about the song because to be honest, like the debut for the longest time was the one I listened to the least.
yeah, same here.
But then after I saw them and stuff, I kind of went back and was listening to, I think Free might be my least. Well, no, I don't know. There's great stuff on that too. So whatever. Let's see the opening track, number 17, the opening track from Mexican Moon, Jenny I Read. Ooh, Jenny I Read. I just love the story and the angry voices. Uh, so good. Also, Jonestown is really good too. But I hate that they did this with the cover because on the CD it was just
Terrible
this,
cover.
and I don't like that. Maybe they did that because so many of the reissues that were never on vinyl or whatever, it's distorted, and so maybe that's why they did this little box.
Yeah.
But this is the image. It's not the best image, but I don't like the border because that's not. I saw the CD with just that picture. So yes, number 16, also an opening track from the 2002 album Group Therapy, Violent by Some Try Some, Will and Dillett. Group Therapy is a great album. So good. Again, never on vinyl. Nothing past Mexican Moon. And there's three? There's Mojave, there's Group Therapy, and the one that's in Spanish that I can't pronounce. And that one is not that great, but Mojave is decent. But I did want to mention the A Road, which is the opening track off of Mojave. It's not on my list, but I had kind of forgotten about it. Number 15 is from what? Oh, number 15 would be Still in Hollywood from the debut. Oh, and look at my sweet IRS thing area. This number 14 is the song that started it all for me. I think I might have saw the video. I don't really remember how I heard it. Maybe we didn't have we had radio, but they didn't play this shit on the radio we had where I grew up. But outside there's a cat fight, and I'm gonna be all right. Happy birthday from Free. Oh, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. That song just makes me happy. And it's what made me love them. It's really like Johnette, and I don't like this cover either.
No, I don't like a lot of their art.
Yeah, I really Bloodletting is like the best. I like the Walking in London cover though. I had a t-shirt with that image on it. Let's see. All right, here we go, because it is on my list and I love it and I think it's great. And whatever stupid reason to stop listening to Concrete Blonde, but whatever. From Walking in London, number 13 would be Ghost of a Texas Ladies Man. Don't scare me. You don't scare me. I said. I love the ectoplasmic lover from the other side. I love it.
God,
it is awesome, and you blow it out your own wazoo. But whatever, we're all entitled.
Wow, that goes beyond opinion. Though that's a terrible song.
Wait, did you just wazoo?
Yeah, blow it out your old wazoo.
Or out your Calvin wazoo.
Hey, don't bring it into this spat.
Yeah. No, somebody used to
I noticed
say
Richard
that
didn't even mention that song, by the way. Don't think that is that. Yeah, I noticed that.
Whatever. We're not. We all whatever. It's okay. Number 12 from Kisses.
He's got them all flustered now.
Number 12. You're messing up my goddamn list. Okay. Number 12 from Bloodletting would be The Darkening of the Light.
Oh. Yeah.
I love the kind of playfulness they go back. She goes back and forth. I adore Darkening of the Light. So good. From Walking in London would be Someday, question mark. That song, yeah. It almost was further down, but there's just others that are a little more. But yeah, Someday. I completely get it because I think we've all kind of been there.
Yep.
But yeah, it really, when this album came out, that song was very like in it. What, 93? No, 92 is when Walking in London came out. Yeah, so I was I was the senior. 92 is when Walking in London came out. Yeah, so I was just finishing high school, and yeah, that it was very relevant at that point in my life.
So good.
Number 10 from Mexican Moon from 1993 would be Heal It Up. Oh, Heal It Up. Oh, so good. And that actually was before Ghost of the Lost.
How did they spell heal for Heal It Up?
Heal.
Okay.
Yeah. Heal It Up.
I think I would have liked it if it was HEEL better.
Heal. Let's see. Robert mentioned it. Scene of a Perfect Crime from Free.
Yeah, it's a good song.
I love the tell that it weaves and just the simplicity of it and just the brilliance of Scene of a Perfect Crime. Number 8 would be, I gotta feel like I gotta show my records, from Bloodletting.
Sorry.
Yeah. Mute. Silence. Come on. You're interrupting my. So, yes, number 8 from Bloodletting, the title track, Bloodletting, the vampire song. Ways and means of New Orleans and going down.
Great video, too.
The water. Oh, so good in that.
Yeah.
And then there's like a 13-minute mix of it with all these funky noises, and I believe
that had a cool video too.
Yeah. Yeah, the extended version is on this. It's like 7 minutes. Yeah, it's like 7 minutes long. It's really, really great. Let's see. Where am I at? The title track would be number 7 from Walking in London. So good. Sorry, it's in my head. And then it's
That is a good song. I mean, I really like it too.
So
it is. It's a great song.
Also from Bloodletting. I have quite a few from Bloodletting. That would be number 6 would be Tomorrow Wendy. Hey, goodbye. Tomorrow Wendy's going to die. I remember when I first very obviously we've discussed this, how in a religious household I grew up. And I actually for a while, once I heard that God got his ass kicked the first time he came down here slumming, I just wondered what he thought it would get us. I felt like almost like sacrilegious and dirty, like listening to the song, just because that's the way I was brought up. And it was years later, because I would actually turn the album off before Tomorrow Wendy would come on because of that. So I would stop at Joey. Obviously, it's one of my favorite songs of theirs now, but it took me years to listen to it and appreciate it, because I was led to believe that what she was saying was sacrilegious just because of what she was, and her message is brilliant, and it's just like, I don't think there's anything sacrilegious about it. She's just, I don't know, maybe stating facts. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Yes, so this was the B-side of Someday ? And it is on this compilation. So this would be number 5 for me, 100 Games of Solitaire. Oh, it's so, I played 100 games of solitaire.
Is that comp still available, or is it?
If you have about $300.
What I was afraid of.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was actually, to be fair, I was listening to it today. I hadn't listened to it for a while. It's not the best sound quality. It's maybe listening to like a not so great quality MP3. It's great to have it on vinyl, but it's weird because some of the songs sound better than others. So there's no like balanced, I guess you could say. It's like some sound really, really good. The second record sounds way better than the first, like quality wise, which is odd. I don't know. Let's see. Also from Bloodletting, I told you there's a lot of songs off of Bloodletting. But that would be Caroline. Another one of those just great stories that she's weaving and telling. And you know, you changed your number and you're driving somebody else's car now. And from Walking in London, Why Don't You See Me would be number 3 for me. That is the one like I get someday, but this is the one is like I think for so often I would in my life I would just like why so many times why don't you fucking see me? I don't feel that way because everybody sees me because I'm fabulous, god damn it. But feeling that way and that despair and just oh my gosh, and
no, it's one of those songs when you're feeling sad and you want to feel a little sadder.
Yeah, listen to that. You all know,
yeah,
we all know how I love my slip my wrist music. So number 2 for me, this song just I just jump and I'm thrashing and I'm having such a great time. Also from Bloodletting would be The Sky is a Poisonous Garden.
Yeah.
That could have been on mine. Tonight. And I do not have it because you can't even stream it. But that number 1 for me, and what sealed the deal is I loved this song prior, but when I saw them perform this song live, and I believed every freaking word she was saying, and I felt every word she was saying. And yes, I so identified with every moment, and that was like the highlight of the show for me was when, because I'd heard the song and I did not really connect to it until I was like looking in her eyes and she was saying this to me. Number 1 for me from Group Therapy from 2002, When I Was a Fool. So that song is brilliant. It is
I need to give Group Therapy
brilliant.
more of a chance.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
I mean,
it's
if you can get it
and
on,
Roxy is a great song
it
too
on YouTube, so you can hear it on there.
Yeah.
It's just one that somebody's uploaded.
I have it.
Just one file.
I have it. Yeah, I have it on my phone, so it must be at one point I had I had it digitally or whatever. I had the CD at one point, but I got rid of.
Like I said, her solo album "Scarred" is brilliant, and you guys might like that.
Yeah.
The music is a little more modern. When did that come out? 20.
Gosh, that was early.
Google that. But it's got a more modern sound to it. You know, it's a different band. It's fantastic. It's so damn good. All the way through.
What's the name of it?
It's called
Scarred? 2007.
Yeah, 2007. Yeah,
that sounds about right.
And then
she also had the Naked album and Exquisite Corpses and Sketchbook 2 and Pretty and Twisted.
Well, there's 3 sketchbooks.
Yeah, the sketchbooks are really nice. I like those. I really dig those. And then she actually released an album last year? It's not good, but
yeah, she had a solo record that was never released, and so I had spoke with my friend Symphony earlier, and she met her somewhere like at a book club or something like that, and she had a cassette. Somehow Symphony got a cassette copy of her original solo album, which is not Scarred. I have a digital copy of it somewhere. It's all the tracks are together. It's just one long MP3 file or whatever. But and it's been years since I've listened to it. But yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Her album that came out was that last year, Craig, or a year and a half ago?
It was last year, I think, which I still haven't heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it, and I didn't like the
almost
opening track, but then there were like 2 or 3 songs that I really, really liked. But then there'd be a song that I didn't like. It was very up and down for me. parts of it I loved, and then there were other parts I was like, meh. So, and I haven't seen. She's not touring or anything right now. I mean, she's got to be into her 70s, right? So, but man, her voice holds up live. When I saw her in Austin, it was just her and a piano. It was her and a guitar.
She's 66.
What was it?
Yeah. She's 66, so maybe she was not in her 60s when I saw her. I thought she was, but she's probably my age now. I don't remember what year. Yeah, she would have definitely been in her 50s, but
yeah, she's terrific. Her voice is amazing. I think she's I think leaving that her songwriting has got better after leaving Concrete. She's done some really cool stuff. I love those sketchbook records. I think they're really good. And I don't know, they are available on vinyl, but I don't they're very expensive.
Are they? Oh, she also did it. Totally forgot. She had that other band that she did in 1995, Pretty Twisted.
Oh yeah, Pretty Twisted.
Yeah, they did. They only did one record, but
yeah.
Totally forgot about Pretty and Twisted.
She had that for earlier stuff. You can check out the Dream 6 EP too.
Dream 6 with actually Rain. Yeah, Rain was originally a Dream 6 song.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's our Concrete Blonde playlists. And which one did you think goes more with your opinion of Concrete Blonde's best songs, or maybe you have your own complete different playlist? Because ours was all different from each other.
Very
so
different.
I think Craig and mine only had like 3 songs in common. So yeah, I mean, we were all completely different. I certainly didn't have "Ghost of a Texas Ladies Man" on mine. I know.
No,
that.
you didn't.
But
and I certainly didn't have Joey on mine.
No, I noticed that because you
didn't.
That's such a terrible song. Anyway,
no, I didn't say it's terrible. It is the most overplayed Concrete Blonde song. Although the acoustic version on the Still in Hollywood
overplayed.
thing,
I mean, it's not the song's fault.
No, it's not the song. It's just, I'm not saying it's a bad song. It's just it's not my favorite. It's not in my.
I think a lot of people would consider them, even though they had other videos on. They didn't really go past 120 minutes on MTV. They were, regarded to the specialty shows and whatever. But I think most people would consider them a one-hit wonder, and the hit would be Joey.
Yeah, and they're not.
I think you're right.
Yeah, as far as the charts go and radio play and stuff and recurrent radio play, a lot of the stuff like "God Is a Bullet" and all that got played when it was a new hit for 3 weeks and then tossed. But the one that stayed was Joey. But let us know what your favorite Concrete Blonde songs are, and join us for our upcoming episodes where we will talk about Richard's album that he chose from the Decemberists called Picaresque, and we'll also do the tops and bottoms of 1992. But first we have to find out what playlist battle is coming up next.
Oh, the playlist battle is coming up because it's time. Because I gush about her all the time. So we are going to be listening to my favorite 18 Cowboy Junkie songs.
Cowboy Junkies, right? I mean, that's they have a lot of in common with Concrete Blonde. I mean, as far as the aesthetic and the time and the era and the popularity, they're kind of that underground. People just know a couple songs unless they're really into them, and. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that'll be interesting. That's a great follow-up to Concrete Blonde. So all of that coming up and more. Yes. Please join us. Once again, we are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fithen, along with...
Richard at Calvin Wazoo.
Craig's Vinyl Plethora.
Mike at Hubtunes.
Hopefully we'll talk to you again soon. Yes. Ghost of a Texas Ladies Man.
It's good.